My name is Ayla Merrick, and if you've ever spent years watching your talent get buried under someone else's ego, then you'll understand why the moment everything shifted felt like exhaling after holding my breath for over a decade. I joined Valizion Tech when I was 24, bright-eyed and painfully naive about how corporate America actually works. Back then, I believed performance mattered, innovation mattered, and results mattered. But none of that holds weight when a CEO like Charles Dallin builds his reputation on people like me, the ones who work quietly in the background while he absorbs every ounce of credit. For 12 years, I designed complex optimization algorithms that brought in millions. I repaired system failures no one else understood. I carried entire projects across the finish line while Charles strutted across global tech stages, bragging about his breakthroughs, grinning into cameras like he could write a functional Hello World script. But I stayed silent, not because I lacked a backbone, but because I watched, learned, and planned. When you're underestimated long enough, people leave openings so wide you can walk straight through them. I knew one day his arrogance would give me exactly what I needed. My breaking point came during a major San Francisco tech summit where Valizion planned to unveil our newest algorithm, the one I spent 18 months developing. I sat backstage with a name tag that misspelled my name, while Charles rehearsed lines about the brilliance of my vision, barely acknowledging me unless it was to say, "Remember, Ayla, don't speak unless spoken to." That was the moment something in me hardened, because for the first time in 12 exhausting years, I wasn't standing alone. Our partners at Horizon Analytics had reviewed my code ahead of the summit and flagged something strange, metadata revealing someone had repeatedly removed my digital signature and replaced it with Charles's. They wanted answers. I didn't hesitate. I handed them everything: the emails, the Git timelines, the documentation, the version logs, and the ace up my sleeve, the live prototype that only responded to my developer credentials because I had secretly designed a hidden verification layer after Charles stole my previous project and nearly claimed it as his own. So when Charles strutted onto that stage in front of 3,000 people and presented his algorithm, he had no idea I had remotely activated authentication mode. He didn't know it would collapse the moment he tried to run it, and when it did, spectacularly, dramatically, it was like the universe hit the unmute button on every lie he'd ever told. The screen stuttered, the system froze, the demo crashed so hard the entire auditorium fell silent. He went pale, cameras flashed, PR managers scrambled like spilled marbles. Charles tried to laugh it off, muttering something about a minor technical glitch, but before he could spin his excuse, I stepped onto the stage. I didn't take the microphone out of anger. I took it with a calmness I still feel in my bones. "This system only runs for the engineer who built it," I said. Then I plugged in my credentials, executed the launch command, and the prototype roared to life instantly, filling every screen with beautifully flowing optimization visuals. Gasps rippled through the room. Shock spread like wildfire. It was the loudest silence I've ever heard. Charles stood there frozen, his mouth opening and closing like a rusted hinge, while I explained every feature, detail, and component of the system. I didn't accuse him of stealing my work. I didn't need to. Every line of code displayed my encrypted watermark, every timestamp traced back to my commits, every demonstration exposed years of theft without me raising my voice. Backstage, chaos exploded. Horizon Analytics demanded answers, Valizion's board demanded a full investigation, and Charles, red-faced, sweating, trembling, tried to insist I was just assisting him. But the board had already reviewed the evidence I emailed at 4:17 a.m. earlier that morning. The same morning, Charles casually told me, "You should take a step back and let real innovators handle the presentation." Within 24 hours, the board suspended him. Within 72, he resigned voluntarily. Within a week, Valizion made me an offer. I expected something like a senior engineering role or a technical director position. Instead, they offered me the role of chief technology officer, the youngest in the company's history and the first woman to ever hold the title. I accepted. Not because of revenge, though I won't pretend it didn't feel like justice, but because I earned that position through years of work that someone else tried to bury. Now, every time I stand on a stage, I wear the same silver bracelet I wore the day everything changed, not as a reminder of what Charles took, but of what he couldn't. My identity, my work, my voice. People think revenge is loud, explosive, dramatic, but mine was a single moment of truth spoken into a microphone, backed by 12 years of documentation, resilience, and the quiet, unstoppable power of finally stepping into the light. And the best part? Charles never saw it coming. Because men like him never do.